So finally, after years of waiting, Beetlejuice 2 finally gets a release date. I am quite apprehensive, but at the same time, I'm very excited. With that being said, as a great man once said,
It's showtime.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and yes, we are talking Beetlejuice 2. I never thought I'd be saying that, because Christ, it's been a hot minute. The first film came out in 1988. That's the same year I was born, so it's a relic of a film. And again, I never thought we'd see a sequel, but finally, we have a release date. Now, the article I'm going to be referencing is from comicbook.com, so we do have a release date of 2024, which actually is kind of a quick turnaround for something that's, I'm assuming, going to be as big as Beetlejuice 2. Again, never thought we would get a sequel. I just figured the franchise was too far gone. I think the first Beetlejuice was so damn good. It was so strange and peculiar when it first came out, yet it resonated with audiences so much, and it still does to this very day. There's a new generation of kids that are discovering this film and loving it, which is really cool to see, because again, it's just one of those strange alternative films that happen to become so damn mainstream. Obviously, because we had Michael Keaton, we had Tim Burton in the thick of his directing peak, because he'd go on to do Batman 89. And essentially, the reason why people scratched their heads when Michael Keaton was cast as Batman, because they watched his performance as Beetlejuice and figured, how the hell is this guy going to play the Dark Knight? And look how that turned out. So the article goes on to say, following news that the sequel was finally happening, Warner Brothers Pictures has officially announced the Beetlejuice 2 release date. In a surprise move that Tim Burton directed, that's another thing. Tim Burton is coming back to direct. That's another tick from me. Is set to arrive in less than 2 years, with Warner Brothers scheduling it for a September 6, 2024 release date. Not only will Michael Keaton return to play the titular ghost with the most, he'll be joined by returning cast members Winona Ryder as Lydia Dietz and Catherine O'Hara as Lydia's stepmother. They'll also be joined by Tim Burton's Wednesday Addams herself, Jenna Ortega, who is apparently playing Lydia's daughter. So it's pretty safe to say that Jenna Ortega is the new Scream Queen. We obviously had her in Wednesday and the brand new Scream films from Radio Silence 5, 6, and I'm assuming Scream 7 eventually. And this is cool. It's cool to see a new generation of Scream Queen. Obviously, we've had that with Jamie Lee Curtis, we've had it with Heather Langenkamp, Neve Campbell, and that's just to name a few. The fact that Catherine O'Hara is coming back, I'm just absolutely stoked, because I love her as an actress and also as a comedian. If you've ever watched Schitt's Creek, she's just brilliant, and she's still got it. She's still so sharp. Keaton's coming back, which is just great. If Keaton wasn't coming back, I think this should have been a no-go. You just can't do this without Keaton. There were murmurs that Johnny Depp was going to be involved at one point. I'm not sure if that was going to be for the role of Beetlejuice had Michael Keaton not stepped back into the role himself. And not to get heavy, but it's pretty obvious Jeffrey Jones, who plays Lydia's dad in the film, is not going to be involved because of reasons. You should probably Google it. And there's also murmurs that Justin Theroux has joined the cast, so that'll be interesting. Beetlejuice 2 has been a project with many iterations over the years, but this latest attempt seems to be the one that's actually going to happen. When Beetlejuice 2 is released in September of next year, the film will arrive 36 years after the release of the first movie, which debuted in March of 1988. And the icing on the cake, Danny Elfman is returning to score the film. So you have all these beautiful pieces coming back together from the first film, which is just incredible. I'm still very apprehensive, don't get me wrong. Again, when this film will arrive, it will be 36 years since the release of the first one. Has too much time passed? There's only one way to find out, but it's just one of those things, and it's common sense. As long as the writing's on point, the actors are delivering an A-game performance, and their hearts are in it, which hopefully they are, because I can imagine that making the first Beetlejuice film would have been a blast. Maybe at the time they had no idea what they were making or how much of a hit it was going to be, but looking back on it retrospectively, you've got to appreciate it. Like, it still stands the test of time, and to be able to do a sequel to something like that can be pretty special. It's either going to make it or break it. Obviously, I wanted to make it. Look, Keaton's still got it, man. He's still got the charisma, the charm, that energy. That's what Beetlejuice is about. It's just oozing that energy and confidence, and that's what Michael Keaton still has. If he's willing to put a heavy bat suit back on, then sure as hell he's more than game to put that makeup on and that dirty old pinstripe suit. So guys, with that being said, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on Beetlejuice 2. Are you keen for it? I definitely am. Obviously very apprehensive. We're at an age where nostalgia sells, and you know, we're getting sequels from movies that are 30, 40 years old that we thought we'd never see. Some hit, some don't. I really hope this is a hit though. Love you guts, and I'll catch you in the next one.